everyone. This is hardly a podcast. This is hardly a podcast for the 9th of December 2011. With us here today, we have Simon.
I've already introduced myself once. I'm not doing it again.
Yeah, you completely tried to steal my fire there. I had a thing going.
You didn't have a thing going at all.
As I was going along, you interrupted me. Train of thought derailed. Completely derailed. So yeah, we have Simon.
Hello.
And we also have Nosh today.
Hello.
Hello. How are you guys?
I'm good. I'm facing the right way. I have some beer. All is good.
It's always a good start.
I'm in an excellent mood. It didn't take us about 55 minutes to get this podcast working, to record
Don't get me
at all. It just worked the first time, as usual.
I love it, as usual. We've only done this once, and now it's already as usual.
My voice is going to be clipping.
You would have thought we got it sorted, though, by now.
Well, you would have thought we'd done the sensible thing and worked it out during the week.
Well, to be honest, we didn't have this many technical issues last week.
That's true.
I blame...
Again, last week I didn't do anything, so...
I blame your new computer setup. Well, your mic stand. It's all your mic stand's fault, because that's plugged into the computer.
You set up my new computer setup. You've installed shit that's now trying to... I think it's like in a battle to the death with Windows, because both...
It's Skynet. It's trying to kill it.
It has become Skynet.
Just
my God.
The only way to make it work in Audacity is to have a stereo mixer on, and your computer didn't have the stuff on it to make that work, so we installed it and it just ballsed it all up.
Well, it turns out that doesn't work anyway because I have a USB microphone.
Yeah.
And apparently it can't work with that at all. So what I'm going to have to do is take everything off the computer that you put on and is currently ballsing it up, and then work out how to do it another way. I guess I could just use Fraps. Don't know if that would work.
Probably not. I can't remember. How did I record stuff when we did Minecraft videos using Fraps? Actually, it might work. Yeah, it might work.
It depends if Fraps works with it.
Bit of an ass-about way to do it, though, because you're going to record a shit ton of video that you're not going to use.
Yeah, that's true, but...
And then you'll have to rip the audio from it.
I don't know. We've not had much success with this. I'm sure we'll work it out eventually. So, yeah, you guys had an interesting week? Oh my God, Nosh.
Sorry.
Terrible. And you can't even blame it on anyone else, because your little photograph on Skype lit up bright blue. Completely bright blue.
Yeah, it's like a danger light.
I would have thought that'd be red, but... It should be red. When it detects any sort of bodily functions, it just glows red.
Yeah, that'd be best.
Well, I guess if it could detect bodily functions, it may as well just mute you.
That would also be good. It'd have to be thinking quite quickly, though.
Oh, you never know.
Yeah.
Anyway, you're asking about our week.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because I totally stayed up for about 48 hours in one go.
Did you?
Yeah.
Was that when you were doing CRM?
Yesterday and the day before yesterday, doing my assignment. So about 48 hours, did it all, and it was a brilliant piece of perfectly crafted last-minute bullshit, and I was taking it to hand it in, and I was like, right, I'm done. I can go to bed. And then, just as I'm walking away from the hatch, Sinbad comes walking up the other way, right?
Okay.
And he's there to collect his work, and he goes, oh, do you want to just come to the LRC quickly and have a look at what I'm doing for my dissertation? And of course, what did I not say? I didn't say no. I didn't say no.
Rookie mistake.
Rookie mistake.
Did you have fun?
Well, no, it wasn't too bad. I mean, his dissertation is coming along nicely. I was quite worried by it, actually, looking at it. I thought, well, I better get on myself. But
you can talk. Fucking hell, what about me and Nosh? Mine's in the head.
Well, you've not got a title.
I have
and
got
Nosh's
a title.
title is different from what everyone thinks it is.
My title's sorted. My title was sorted weeks ago, if not months ago.
Oh, God.
I've written a project proposal, which is about 600 words, and that's all I've done.
Me and Simon are coming into our element under pressure at the end of time. Cometh the hour, cometh the man.
I'm going to write it up over Christmas because Christmas is boring.
I mean, look at Simon. He wrote in about 12 hours something that got a distinction. So,
yes.
Oh yeah, that's a bit of a touchy subject with Nosh.
he's still not happy with that.
I'm not touchy.
Yeah, that was a nice
Well,
little.
do we want to talk about how he scored way higher than you, despite doing a lot less work and was clearly a lot less prepared?
Yeah.
Let's just say the standard of marking isn't equal across all of these projects.
Hey, wait a minute. You haven't read my piece of work, to be honest. You don't know how good it is. And neither do I, because I haven't read it.
I'm sure it is beautiful.
I'm sure
let's
it
put
is
it
too.
this way. I'm currently averaging a 2-1, and the amount of spelling mistakes that people keep circling because my computer doesn't pick them up, and I don't proofread. It's amazing.
Too long, didn't read.
Well, that's it. And it's not just too long, didn't read. It's, oh shit, I've got about half an hour to get it down there.
Yeah, I know that feeling.
Unfortunately, unlike us two, you can't turn it into profit.
Oh yeah, my distinction, that was it. Yeah, had a whole... I think I had 14 months to write my placement report, which was my report on my 12-month piece of working in industry. And basically, I got back from work at 5 o'clock on the 31st of August. Have a sit down, started drinking a few beers, went on Facebook, saw a friend was talking about the placement report. Thought, I'll have a look, see when that's due in. Checked on the university's webpage. 1st of September. I was like, oh shit! I haven't done anything, and it's due in tomorrow. So cracked out. I made some veal, I think, because I was like, might as well still have something to eat. Basically sat there and wrote a load of bollocks. It was like self-reflection shit, what you'd done, structure of the company. Sat there and just wrote a load of balls, 7,000 words I think it was. I handed it in, got a distinction. It was good. It was good.
Whereas I spent several weeks writing it, making many changes, making it as good as it could possibly be for what the people at the placement wanted, put in a nice big long good project, and I got a merit.
Well, you see, that's where you went wrong. You thought about it. You thought about it too much. Whereas Simon didn't think about it, and he went with his instinct, and he was brutally honest.
Yeah.
Possibly. I don't know. I can't remember what
honesty.
I wrote.
That's the same with me. I haven't a clue what I wrote in the last one, which is why I'm worried to get my mark back.
Yeah, well, CRM, which I did this week, so did Jamie. It was probably one of the most relaxed pieces of work I ever did, actually.
Oh, yeah, I agree. I didn't have to put that much effort into it at all. I mean,
I worked out what I wanted to talk about. I wrote it. It may not have been as long as it really needed to have been, but I said everything I wanted, so...
It doesn't matter how long it is, it's the content.
Yeah.
And that's what I don't get about these people who write 4,000 or 5,000 words. You're clearly not doing it right. They clearly don't need that much content.
No.
And then people are like, 4,000, I've only done like 1,000. Well, you're the one who's doing it right then. Don't fret over it. But yeah, normally, when I do a piece of work, it's like, right, come up with some more bullshit, Oh, crap, I'm about 300 words off. Come up with something else. Whereas this one, the words came, and they came very naturally, and I didn't have to write anything extra down. I didn't have to sort of read on the subject. I just sat there and did it.
So you're saying it was basically common sense?
Basically, yeah. Well, of course it is. It's like fucking travel tourism type stuff. That's not a subject.
Yeah, I ran out of different ways of being able to say engagement with the outside is a good thing. Well, we'll see how that goes.
Surely we had something more exciting in our week happen than handing in some assignments.
Yeah.
Well, I know me and Jamie did.
Yeah, Monday. You went off to that K-pop festival.
That was brilliant. I like that.
Yeah, the United.
Why don't you give us a little review?
It's brilliant.
Little review. Okay. First, it started out as very dark, and then there was some Tron people, and then there was some women, and I liked the women. That was a good bit. And then there was another woman, and I liked the woman. That was a good bit. And then there was some men, and I thought the men were on for far too long. And then all the women came out again, and I liked that bit, and then we went home.
No, we got
And I had
Subway as well.
Subway.
Do you want me one-word review of the K-pop event?
Okay.
There you go. That is literally what it was. It was just ugu everywhere.
Wall for wall ugu.
Basically,
Yeah.
basically for the hefty sum of £70, which it was quite a lot, I got to see a load of fit Korean people dance around on a stage.
At one point, he turned to me and he goes, "That one booty shake, that was totally worth 70 quid." Like, yeah, I know what you mean. Yeah.
Oh, what was the other one that I said to you? That was... Oh...
There was, and I've got it written down on Facebook. He goes, "This is the most arousing thing I've ever seen, and I watch a lot of porn."
It was, though. It was amazing. So, if anyone wants to get me a Korean bride for Christmas, please
Oh my
do.
God.
Please. No, I actually don't want a bride. Don't want to get married.
They
Korean concubine.
A Korean
probably
sex
exist.
slave, that'll do.
they probably exist, but from the wrong Korea.
Yeah, what you're looking for, Simon, is a nice, attractive Korean concubine.
Yeah,
Well,
Need to
yeah.
be sorted.
What's a geisha girl from across the pond?
Just like online bride sorcerer.
I wonder if
So, what you two were sat out enjoying yourselves with Kay,
you
I
got-
was sat at home by myself. Lonely
Twiddling
Larry.
your thumbs around your penis.
what the hell? Well,
No, I spent most of the time fiddling with our blog and stuff.
if
Oh,
you
yes,
coughed
the blog.
money, you could have come.
Yeah, it sounded good.
It was
Maybe not £75 worth of good, but it sounded good.
Well, yeah, that's still a touchy subject for me. I do think that was quite steep. But, you know, what's done is done. I'm not going to, in 10 years' time, I'm not going to remember the money. I'm just going to remember the artist. So, and if they did another one in a couple of years' time, I probably would go again, to be fair.
It was their first time ever a Korean group.
I wouldn't know if it was the first Korean group ever, but it was...
It was. I read
Yeah, it
something
was,
about it today.
Oh, okay.
It's the first time a Korean group or like promoter people ever got to play in this country.
Well, I know a lot of like Chinese and Japanese acts have been over. I didn't know it was the first ever Korean group.
Yep.
I just assumed maybe it was their first time. But no,
Nope.
that's pretty good. And hopefully we filled their pockets with lots and lots of juicy money and encouraged them to come back.
Hopefully. What else has happened this week?
Well, you just mentioned something that you forgot to... A bit of self-promotion, Nosh.
Yes, Monday, while they were off ogling the ugu, I set up a blog for this delightful podcast called
Delightful is not a word I would use to describe it.
Illustrious.
Well, no, I'm thinking just over an hour of audio sandblasting. It's like we're stripping off all the dead paint and shit that's inside your ears. That's it.
So if you'd like to find our blog, it's hardly a channel, or one word, on Blogger.
Well, I mean, it's hardly a blog, is it? We only wanted it to get this up on iTunes.
Oh,
Yeah.
yeah, because that was my favourite experience of this week, actually.
You did-
Sorting out that bullshit RSS feed so iTunes would accept it. That was 5 hours of my life I'll never get back. Fucking hell.
So
So
Talk
we should
about
now hopefully
Google
be on
was
iTunes
absolutely
soonish.
useless for that shit. The amount of stuff that I Google said, oh, you have to host it somewhere, then you look at it and say you have to pay. And then after 4 hours or something, I thought, oh, why not just put it on SoundCloud? That's free. I'll try it and see if that works. It worked. Why could no one on the Googles tell me this first time?
Because they're silly numpties.
Google never usually lets me down. It's usually a pretty reliable source of all my information. But
he's downtrodden now. It's like, you know, when they say never meet your heroes. That's what he feels like now. He's met the real Google, and he doesn't like him.
Yeah. So, Google is Simon's go-to guy. Get shit done.
He's Simon's
This time
dealer.
he's failed him.
He's Simon's dealer, and this time he showed up, and he's not got any goods.
He's
true.
just brought him a pack of washing powder. Not the good stuff.
True though, Google is my go-to guy. Like when I was on placement, people in the office would go, "Oh, this isn't working on my computer. You're good with computers, Simon. Show me what the problem is." So I'll just sit there, see what the problem was, then Google it, because someone else has probably had that problem before. Look on a forum, oh, that's how you fix it, and they go, "That's amazing." It's like I basically just Googled the problem.
People do that to me all the time, and I absolutely hate it. They go, "Oh, you're good with computers." No, I'm not good with computers. I'm just good at using Google.
If it works, it works.
I'm good at computers when they work. When they don't work, I haven't got a fucking clue. And
As
usually,
tonight proved.
Usually, that's when they want my help, when it doesn't work.
Why would they ask you for help when it is working?
I don't know, because I might be able to help them then.
Please come and help me with this piece of work that's going so well at the moment already.
Well, no, something like, "Oh, please help me upload this photo." That's not a computer going wrong, and that's something I can do.
Oh,
But
okay.
when it's, "Oh, please help me, there's this black screen and this white flashing thing and I don't know what to do," how am I supposed to know? I'm not a fucking doctor. I can't take a look inside someone and go, "Oh yeah, that's cancer."
Fair enough.
I know what a fucking lung is. I couldn't tell if it's a lung that's fallen off.
I assume it's one that's not attached. Just
Well,
fallen off.
no, one that's fallen off I could probably tell. But anything
Yeah, it's
past
just like on the floor.
that, I'm out of my depth.
It's fair enough. If there's not massive amount of blood pouring out of somewhere, you can't tell what's wrong.
Oh yeah, no. My way of thinking of the doctors: no blood equals good. Carry on as you are. Lots of blood.
Probably not a good thing.
See you later, basically.
Well, we did manage to figure out what was wrong with my graphics card last month.
That's true.
It was all
That's 'cause it was
fucked and
taking
shit.
dust.
And then we just went, right, to check it, we'll put it in your computer, and it was still fucked. So then we knew it was the graphics card and not like something else on the computer. So I got a new one.
That was easy. That's like when a light goes out in the Christmas tree. You just keep checking all the little lights until you find the one that's shit, and you replace it.
Talking about lights, I woke up on Tuesday with water dripping on my face out of the light. This cannot be safe. This is not a good thing to be happening.
If there's any electricians listening, I think we need some serious advice on this. Because we phoned up the landlord, and they said, "Oh, we'll send someone round today. It's an emergency." It's now about
3 days later?
3-4 days later. No one's here. No one's arrived. So we can only assume that everything's going okay. So if there's any electricians out there who want to give us a hand, get in touch. What's our email address, Simon?
hardlyachannel@ymail.com.
There you go. That was a good plug of the email as well.
Was, yeah.
We accept all PayPal donations to this account.
Do we have PayPal?
It can be arranged.
He's got to plug his own PayPal.
Oh, a roofer would be good as well, because it's not the first time that Nosh's ceilings had a roof. Had a leak coming through the roof. Yeah, before that, it just had a big hole up there.
Well, that sounds of things. Nosh wakes up wet every single night.
Yeah, I think that's something else. I think that's.
Yeah. While we're on the subject, if there's a doctor out there listening, we can use some advice on that as well. And since we're making a list, I could really use a haberdasher.
What do you want a haberdasher for?
Make a hat.
You want a Milner for that?
And what's a haberdasher?
Haberdashery, isn't that just...
Yeah, that's like household stuff.
Yeah.
I don't have a fucking clue.
Yeah, we'll have some nice household stuff there as well. Better than the shit we've got now.
As well if someone's making us one.
Can we get a tobacconist as well? I like flavoured tobacco. It's good.
I'll tell you what I'll do.
Where are we going to put all these people?
I'll tell you what I'll do instead. I'll get some Rizzlers. Actually, no, we've got some Rizzlers.
I've got some in the room.
I'll give you the Rizzlers and a nice big pack of Virginia Gold for your birthday.
I've already got the Rizzlers. You can't take them off me and give me them back.
Just watch me try.
You know what I could really do with?
Beer?
Cup
No,
of tea?
not that. Cake. Some of that epic cake we made.
Oh, that massive cake. Cakeopolis. The cake to be reckoned with.
It was a truly epic cake in all proportions.
That was brilliant. There's a little bit of a story to this, though. The cake we had last week was so cake-gasmic. It was just truly amazing. It was so brilliant that they decided to make another one. Only this time, they decided to double the portions.
Yeah, so it had 8 eggs in it, and half a kilo of sugar, half a kilo of margarine, half a kilo of flour.
This thing was huge.
It was massive.
And it was gorgeous. The amount of whipped cream in that thing.
Oh, it had 600 mils of whipped cream, which I think I've had enough of a workout on my forearms this week from whipping cream.
On just the one arm.
And yeah, just one arm.
Shame it isn't the opposite one to the one that normally gets the exercise.
Unfortunately not, no.
Person.
It's the same one. I don't really go for the stranger very often. And what else did it have in it? Oh, like 2/3 of a jar of jam.
That was brilliant.
It was a very good cake. I may have misjudged my first slice.
Yeah, he cut a slice of cake that was like a quarter of the entire thing.
It wasn't.
It was about an
big.
eighth.
It was about an eighth. It was a big piece of cake.
Because it was about 6 inches tall, this cake.
Yeah, it was about at least 3/4 of the height of my head.
Just to put it into perspective, it was about as tall as the cake was wide. And he sat there and he ate the whole slice.
I put it on a large dinner plate, and it looked like a small piece of cake on a light saucer. The proportions were that good.
Oh, I bet by the end of that you were sweating.
No, I felt full. I felt like I'd eaten a nice piece of cake, but I wasn't like overly full or anything. I wasn't getting like meat sweats or anything.
We should take you to the States where they have like those eat this thing and everyone eats for free type challenges.
I could probably do it. It wouldn't be like super quick, but I could probably do it. Because I can pack the food in. I once ate 3/4 of a turkey that was meant to serve 16 people.
That's disgusting.
In one sitting. Plus vegetables, gravy and everything.
When you say one sitting, are we talking like half an hour here?
Well, I can't remember how long it was, but something like that, yeah.
My God.
I devoured that thing.
Do they not feed you? And then you get something like that and you just think, I don't know what I'm going to eat next. I'm just going to store it in my cheeks.
I live every moment as if it is my last.
You know, all I can
if you live
picture...
like that, eventually it does become your last. And you regret it because you probably caused it.
That's true.
Like eating half a freaking velociraptor.
All I can picture is Nibbler from Futurama. That is Nosh's eating method.
That is exactly what That's exactly what he's like. And he can't get food on his face because he doesn't bite chunks off.
Oh,
he ensures that all of it goes in his mouth.
I do enjoy food. And maybe my portion sizes are disproportionate to the amount of people eating at times.
No,
like
is
this evening, I may have eaten 2 to 3 people's worth of rice.
But you are Nibbler. I just think about it because he eats crap loads of food, burps, which, yeah, that's you, and then shits out dark matter. And I don't know this for fact, but I imagine what comes out of your ass is like dark matter. It smells like dark matter. Does dark matter have a smell? I don't know. Answers on a postcard.
Any physicists listening?
Oh man, you must be with like nothing better to do on the internet if you found our blog.
Well, allegedly, since
got to
last
the edge
week,
of
it's
the
been
internet.
downloaded several times.
Say several. 7.
7.
It's hardly impressive.
Yeah.
Well, for a first episode, I think that's pretty good.
Yeah.
We've had 60 views for this last week's podcast, 20-something views of some radio jingles we did. So it's plus extra views of past Minecraft videos as well.
It's getting pretty good. I think we need to... When that is about 100 times higher than it currently is, I'll consider that a success.
We've had 80-something views on the blog, and that's only been up since Monday.
I still don't get why we have a blog. That seems like overkill.
Well, the blog's
Don't see
only
why
there
not.
for the RSS feeds for getting shit on iTunes and podcast directories. We might upload. We
Plus
might
for
do
people
some
clicking
actual
links
blogging.
or whatever.
Well, no, you like that because it goes to your freaking AdSense.
Well, I will share the wealth. It's a joint venture.
Yay.
Well, we'll just reinvest it.
I can't wait
Reinvest
to
it
get
into
a
making
pound.
quality content.
Yeah.
I think basically at the moment we're on every form of social media. Oh, we don't have a Google Plus account though, but I don't think we're really missing out there at the moment. And we don't have a Tumblr, but I think that's just where you upload pictures and GIFs and stuff. So I don't think that'll do much for us.
I don't think a podcast needs pictures.
There's some lows we won't stoop to.
And I don't think we want it to have pictures because I'm currently staring at pictures of you two, and let me tell you, they're not pleasant.
No, as I said last time,
I'm currently
voice of radio, face of Crime Watch. Despite most of us.
Let's put it this way: I'm currently trying to work out who has the largest chin out of you two.
Oh, I can't see me. I was like, I'll have a look. And it's like, oh, all I can see is you and Josh. Damn it. We talk about the bollocks that is the new Xbox Live dashboard.
I've not seen it.
No, me neither.
Well, you've got an Xbox, Jamie.
Yep, and only you ever use it to watch TV.
Yeah, bit of Sky. Bit of Sky Sports, watch the football. Well, yeah,
Tomorrow,
there's the new Xbox 360 dashboard out. And apparently lots of people have been complaining due to the adverts on it. So, you can imagine the old one with adverts chucked all over it. And it seems as...
On the homepage, you literally turn your Xbox on and there's an advert.
Yeah, basically.
That's
what it sounds like anyway.
Fucking bullshit.
But if you're paying, because Xbox and like PlayStation, you have to pay for your Xbox Live if you have Xbox Live, which majority of people I imagine do. You're already paying your £35 a year.
Exactly, I should be getting it ad-free.
So
I don't want
if you have adverts, surely no more Xbox Live.
Well, there should be like most websites where you get the content but you have ads, and then if you pay, you get it ad-free.
Or you just put ad block on Firefox and you're away.
Well, yeah. I mean, the amount of advertising revenue from beaming content directly into people's homes through a medium they may actually pay attention to, because let's face it, who watches TV adverts anymore? You know, but that sort of thing, that would get them money. You know, people would pay to do that, so that every time you turned on your Xbox, you saw the Go Compare guy.
Go Compare.
That's staying in, by the way, Nosh. I'm not cutting that out. So you may as well do the whole song.
I can't. I will sing the entire song if somebody gets me the words and stuff.
I'm doing it.
It gives me a bit of time.
I'm working on it.
But yeah, apparently someone's helpfully posted a guide on my favourite internet site, good old Reddit, on how to get around this problem. So it's not that straight. That place of the internet, Josh, you know, but ends up with lots of people, photos of shit everywhere. It's also got
Reddit
nice, helpful
isn't so
things.
bad. It's some of the subsections of Reddit.
The subgroups. What, like what the fuck and Space Sticks? Well, especially Space Sticks.
Well, mainly Space Sticks.
I like Space Sticks because you don't like it, and it just freaks you out.
It's fucked up. There is no other way of describing it. That stuff is fucked up. But no, it's good that it's been out, it's been updated, and literally a day later, someone's got a workaround for it. That's brilliant. That's someone like us who's seen it and gone, that's bollocks, that's not right. But unlike us, they've actually got the motivation and the drive
and the know-how
to sort it out. Saying that, they probably just Googled it.
Well, Did we talk about Mr. Scruffles at some point last week? I can't remember.
Nope.
No.
Nope. So probably introduce the concept
Okay.
of Mr. Scruffles.
Mr. Scruffles is our... I wouldn't call him pet cat, because he's not officially ours. I think he may
just
be
shows up every
next
so
door's
often.
cat. But basically, he spends about half his life in our house.
Literally, he shows up, demands attention, and then leaves.
Ugh.
Normally after sleeping under Simon's bed for about 5 hours.
Yep.
My hairbrush is full of Kay's hair. That is grim.
Why would you share your hairbrush? That's like sharing a toothbrush. Why do you need a hairbrush anyway? You're a fucking skinhead.
I'm not a skinhead. It's quite long at the moment for mine.
Why have you got hairspray? You've got no hair.
It's good as hairspray. Can't beat a bit of hairspray. I've had that can for about 3 years. It's good.
You've not got enough hair to warrant it, though, I don't think. Unless you're sort of just sniffing it or something.
Sniffing hairspray does nothing to you. Let me tell you that for a fact.
There speaks the voice of experience.
There speaks the voice of spraying too much hairspray in too close an area.
Anyway, we need to get back to the story about Mr. Scruffles. We got sidetracked there. So,
Yeah,
Scruffles, cat, not our cat, spends half its life here. Right. Oh, Kay Hairbrush.
It's like...
Kay
it's
is
like-
my friend who came over. And Mr. Scruffles came in. And he's like, oh, how you call it Mr. Scruffles? Do you know if it's a boy or a girl? How do you know? Have you looked? Like, no, we don't know. We just presume that's his name. I named him after him being in the house for 5 seconds. So that's his name and he's sticking with it. So then Kay was obsessed with trying to find out if it was a boy or a girl.
It was an obsession. It was quite scary.
Chasing it round the house and then nearly getting scratched by it while it was turned over, trying to have a look. It's a bit... I don't know why. It's just a bit odd, really, but I don't know. It's probably a Thai thing. And then Jamie thought, yeah, let's find out how to sex a cat. And
she wanted to know.
this
I
is where
provided
you
the
take
information. I wasn't getting involved, and I thought if I offered this piece of information, she wouldn't ask me to get involved.
So you
So,
Googled it.
You now
So
know
I
how
Googled.
to sex a cat, though, don't you?
But I now know how to sex a cat, unfortunately. I wish I didn't know.
Right. What's the difference, then? How do you tell between a male cat and a female cat?
Oh, my God. Okay. Well, there were these pictures. There were these 2 pictures of a cat with its tail pulled up, and you could quite easily see its asshole. So that's the reference point. Okay, step 1 of how to sex a cat: locate a cat's asshole. Okay, you both done that.
In my
Yeah.
mind, I've done it, yeah. I imagine
Okay.
I've lifted up the tail, and there's an arsehole.
Okay, good. That's all straightforward. Then
There's Rick Perry.
Oh. Brilliant thing is, Rick Perry approves this podcast.
Wow.
I hope he doesn't. I really do.
No, I don't want his approval.
No. We'll get millions of dislikes. Back to the section of cats.
Step 2. Look down from the arsehole and try and locate wherever its genitalia is. This doesn't look like normal bits. Essentially what you'll be looking at is just essentially a hole. And it looks the same for both genders. Okay, so you're looking at this hole, this other hole now. And essentially the only way you can tell the difference is by whether the hole is close to the arse or far away from the arse. So if it's close to the arse and there is like no hair in between it and the arse, you've got a lady cat. And if it's far enough away for there to be like hair in between, you got a little boy.
Right, I have questions about this.
I don't want to know what questions you have.
Right, I've got 2. Question
Well, okay,
1.
If there's any vets listening, can you write in as well and correct my mistake?
We need a lot of help this week. Question 1. What happens if it's a lady cat and it's either a really slutty one or it's had lots of kittens and it's got a really droopy vagina? Could it not
Well,
just
you'd
look
be
like a
able
boy?
to tell because it would be droopy.
Oh, and it would have had lots of kittens as well, I guess, so you'd kind of remember that. But my second point is more valid. Second question is better.
Yes.
Why does the boy cat have a hole in the back? That's not an anus. What's that serve?
Everything's hidden inside, I guess.
What? So its
Pops
penis
out
hangs
after
out
a
behind it, and to have sex, they just walk up backwards to each other and bump into each other a little bit.
I don't know. I've not seen cats do it. I don't want to see cats do it. I don't go out at those creepy hours of the morning.
Well, I just presumed it was like dogs.
Unless you're going off for blue charge on a night you're working on an assignment.
Oh yeah, but at that point I'm usually so zoned out I don't even know where the hell I'm going.
Maybe the whole
Just
thing
find you've
kind
been
of
stood
plops
watching
out.
cats have sex for the last 20 minutes.
I imagine the whole thing plops out if he wants to have sex or something. The testicles just come out of that hole and its cock is just hanging down there.
Let's put it this way. If you're like jumping up trees and running around and you're crawling through the undergrowth on your belly and you're trying to get under really low fences, do you really want your junk hanging out while you're doing this? I mean, you don't want to get like caught up in anything. You don't
That's
want
a fair point. It's a fair point.
So I think it's a good adaptation to have. I mean, if I ever had to crawl through the undergrowth naked, and I'm not saying this doesn't happen to me, but it's an extremely unusual occurrence. If I were to find myself in that situation, I would very much like to just be able to tuck my junk away somewhere so I don't land on a nettle or something.
A bit like sumo wrestlers. They just tuck it in their butt cheeks.
Ugh.
They just sort of tuck everything behind so people can't get...
You can
they can't be kicked there.
You can stop now.
I thought that was a worthwhile point. So.
I didn't. I'm gonna puke now.
Yeah. We never did decide what Mr. Scruffles was.
No, because it might turn out that is a girl, and then he can't be called Mr. Scruffles anymore. So we don't want to know.
I don't want to change his name.
Scruffalina.
That's not his name. It's Mr. Scruffles or Go Home.
Go Home's a silly name. Though quite appropriate in some ways, because it's not our cat.
Well, quite often I do want him to freaking go home.
At least he's not like Lamar, who steals your chips.
Scruffles is just loud and annoying and won't leave. He just shows up, just walks through your front door. Literally just keeps showing up. It's not his house. He doesn't live there. He's barely a main character. And yet there he is, walking in, raiding your fridge, doing what he likes.
We must clarify that Lamar is another little black cat that comes in the house occasionally. So we haven't seen him since the time he stole some donuts and ate one. So we've decided he might be dead.
I think he's dead. He's got to be a goner.
We haven't seen him in months.
Well, I think it's that we didn't feed him, so he just got frustrated and went somewhere else. I mean, it's clear all that one was after was food.
He ate a donut and a half.
He probably didn't like donuts. How many cats do you know actually eat donuts?
What did he eat? A whole
Top
one and a
cat.
half of one.
Because he wanted to see how much you could get before you stopped him. And you two, being you two, clearly didn't stop him. You just stood there. And
Simon filmed him.
Oh, yeah, I
It was
did something
music.
useful. I filmed him.
It was amusing.
I think that film needs to go on the YouTubes.
It's a bit of a long
Could be
film.
arranged.
We'll put
You
some
never know.
comedy music over the top of it, and we'll get 1 million hits because it's a kitten on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly. We'll be internet famous.
Yay!
Oh my god.
That's how we're going to
I
get
think-
famous on the YouTubes. Not through doing crap podcasts, but posting one video of a kitten.
Yeah,
all you
not
need
for
to
actually
do
putting any
nowadays.
work into it. So have you guys heard on the news about this dog poo lottery they're having in Taiwan?
Yeah.
Because apparently there is like so much dog poo on the streets of this city, Taipei, there you go. There's so much dog poo on the streets of Taipei, and they can't stand it, which is pretty fair.
Right.
So you actually have to physically get the dog poo, put it in a bag, and hand it in. For every bag you hand in, they give you a lottery ticket. And
This is
lottery
brilliant! Because not only could you use dog poo, you
Well,
could
this is
just
what
have
I'm
a
thinking.
shit in a
How
bag.
I was going to say, how do they check?
Yeah, how do they know? But what you win is you win a gold ingot worth 1,500 quid.
It's pretty good.
Piece of gold for handing in some dog poo.
What?
Yeah,
Is this a
how
lottery
can they
on
check
every
it's?
Or every
Well, how can they
person?
check it's your dog? How can they check it's a dog? And how can they check that you haven't just wandered the street picking up dog poo to win a gold ingot to get like 1,000 entries?
Well, I suppose you'd clear up 1,000 lot of poo, so that's the idea, isn't it?
Well, yeah, I guess you're helping, but that's a lot of dog poo.
Yeah, I suppose if you get a lot of dog poo up, then that's the idea. That's what they're trying to inspire you to do with this scheme.
I tell you what, it's better than just sticking a sign in the ground that says, "Oh, you get £1,000 fine for not picking up your dog poo." Because how many times when you're standing there with your dog and it's having a poo and you're near one of those signs, how many times have you seen someone? How many times have you seen someone who could write you a ticket?
To be honest, it's quite difficult, especially at the moment, because councils don't have enough money to sort of pay for a dog warden person that would deal with this.
But who's going to go around every single bit of countryside looking for someone who's not picked up their dog's poo? It's just not workable. This works. I mean, I don't see how you can stop someone picking poo out of their back garden. I don't see how you can stop someone having a shit in a bag.
Maybe you have to take a picture of it before you pick it up.
Where do you take your poo? Is there a poo exchange or something?
There is like an exchange. Yeah, they just turn in the bag. They just give them the bag, and in exchange they get a ticket.
Right. What happens to the poo then? Because could they not use this for biomass?
I don't know. I assume it is disposed of in the correct manner. As to whatever the correct manner is, ask the government.
Maybe you have to be a dog owner. Maybe you have to prove that you're a dog owner.
No, because if you just find it on the street and pick it up, that's a bit
That's
weird.
true.
Picking up other people's dog shit. You know, you got to have some issues if you go around doing that.
Well, sometimes you do it by accident. The dog goes in the dark.
But some of these.
Oh, I thought you meant pick dog poo up by accident.
Oh.
So I was like walking along, trip over. Oh no, I picked up some dog poo.
Oh, what's it? Oh, wait, not again.
Minding my own business, and suddenly there's a pile of dog crap in my hand.
But the prizes on this are crazy. Like, so far, 85 prizes have been handed out.
Yeah.
So that's one big gold ingot, 4 smaller ones, and the other 85 prizes are like household appliances. Which
Still pretty good.
It's still pretty good. Hand in dog poo, get a blender. I mean,
Or a washing machine.
Yeah, or a washing machine. It's like, even if you get one of the NAF prizes, like a rice cooker.
I'd love a rice cooker. Really want one, because I'm terrible at cooking rice.
We have a rice cooker, you never use it.
Where is it? It's not in the kitchen, is it?
It's not sitting on the side, no, but I assume we still have it. You never used it when it was out all the time.
I'm good at cooking
it's
rice.
Abigail's, isn't it?
I'll have you know, I have a tried and tested method. My portion size might be out, but like I can cook rice with the best of them.
Your rice is nice, and we should know because you give your overflow to us.
Yeah, that's true. I'm quite happy to share. When I go, oh, okay, actually I've just made a giant pan full. This is too much for me.
Those are crazy portions, though, dude. Just, you know what your strategy should be. Make whatever you think is enough.
That's you.
Hello.
That's
Oh my
you.
god. Yeah, just make whatever you think is enough, and then half the portion size.
I think someone's knocking at the door.
I can hear someone knocking at the door. Hang on a minute. Let me tell them to go away.
I'm recording!
Go compare. It's where the wise economize, so go compare. Why pay through the nose? You'll be glad to choose to check them out to go compare. Go compare, go compare. What better time to go online to go compare? It's their pleasure to save you a treasure. So you'll thank your stars you'll want to go compare. You compare.
That was brilliant. I think you could have gotten more out of tune.
That was
I
bloody
am
horrible.
5 or so beers down the trot, and I've never seen these words before, and I have no music.
Well, you don't need music. It's a freaking Go Compare advert.
So you get what you're given,
That was just
and it will
crap.
be god awful.
Right, I'm back, and everything you just said probably can't be used because it probably was picked up by the mics.
It was deliberately picked up.
No, I mean everything that I said because I could hear like both of us talking in my ears.
Okay.
So at least Nosh's mic picked it up.
Oh, yeah,
So, yeah,
that's
no-
fine. I could hear some of it. I don't know what you were talking about.
Well, I think we're going to need clean audio, so whatever you said, you have to start again.
Fair
No,
enough.
I
It's a
think
funny
it's
story.
fine.
It can go
It'll
again.
be fine. We'll record it again if it needs recording.
Well, we'll record it again now, just so that if it does need recording, we can just pick the best one.
Are we in a suitable position? As in,
I don't know
what
what the
distractions have left.
Well, yeah, the knock at the door's been dealt with, but I completely forgot what part of the conversation we're in now.
Oh, it was related to the knock at the door.
Because, well, yeah, she kept knocking, and then I thought, I'll ignore it, it'll go away. And she didn't go away.
Yeah.
But she's done that before. I'll be, like, talking on the phone, and she'll be like, Jamie, why are you talking to yourself? I'm like, I'm not, I'm talking on the phone. And she go, oh, okay. And then start a conversation with me while I'm on the phone. That's the thing. She doesn't, like, say, take the hint. That's it. Even when it's not a hint, it's a blatant signal. Which just reminds me of what happened earlier in the week.
It's what we discussed a moment ago, yes. And I think Simon should retell that story.
I think he should retell that story. Because I wasn't there for it. Well, I was there for it, but I wasn't there for the story.
Oh, man. Jesus.
Wake
Christ.
up!
Sorry. I was reading something that we'll talk about later. Get me story voice out.
Does it take you this long to prepare for every story you've ever told?
Yeah, it's building up like anticipation and things. It's a good tactic, I find.
I'm not particularly anticipated right now.
I need the toilet though.
Because I know what's going to happen.
Well, there was some knocking at your door the other day, not what just happened. And there's the constant moans of, well, not moans. That's not right at all. Nagging.
No, it's not.
Jamie, do you want to go to supermarket? Asking once is polite. Some people might want to go food shopping, and if you're...
My reply was, no thanks, I already went, and pointed to my shopping bags, which are on my bed.
And then what was the next words to come out of...
She goes, do you want to go to the supermarket?
Which followed by another no.
Yeah, again, I said, no, I've got stuff there, I'm good. And then, literally, she just goes again, do you want to go to the supermarket?
And this proceeded for about another 5 minutes. Well, that might be
didn't
exaggerating
say-
a little, but not far off the truth.
I mean, what else can you say apart from no? No. That's it.
And after giving up on Jamie, housemate then comes through to my room. Before she's even asked if I'll go to the supermarket, I've turned round, said, no, I don't want to go to the supermarket. She then proceeds to sit down on my bed next to me. And I turn around and go, look, you're 24, you don't need someone to go to the supermarket with you. I've said no, now fuck off. And,
It must have been one of my top 10 moments of my life. It was so good.
I was sitting there in my room and I was crying.
I don't
It was so funny.
I don't think you
So
got invited,
pissed.
did you, Nosh, after that? I think she kind of...
No, she's given up on me long ago.
Well, I thought she'd given up on me because I just always say no now, but...
Just
No,
say
apparently
no.
not.
You've learnt off... is that Grange Hill? Yeah, Grange
I
Hill.
don't-
Just say no.
I don't know, I didn't watch Grange Hill, but that probably could have changed a lot of things in my life.
For the better or worse.
Oh, worse, most definitely. I mean, let's face it, it was Grange Hill.
You would have been introduced to young Anton Deck.
No, that was Biker Grove.
Oh, yeah. I'm mixing things up here.
My God.
It's not unusual.
No, Grange Hill was the one that was set in a school, and Biker Grove was the one
It was
that
like
was...
a community centre, youth centre kind of.
Yeah, because
and it had PJ and Duncan in it.
What are you on about now?
Grange Hill was going a lot longer
Grange
than
Hill.
Biker Grove, yes.
Grange Hill's went on for much longer.
Yes.
Yeah.
Right. 80s? Started in the 80s?
Don't know. Maybe even 70s, I don't know.
Because there's a dude that does television programmes now, and he must be in his 50s or so, and he was in it as a young kid. So
Grange Hill began in 1978 as a teen soap, and then it ran to 1993, and then it got reclassified as a teen drama in 1993 until 2008, and then in 2008 it got classed as a children's drama, and then it ended in 2008, so obviously it worked well as a children's drama.
Did it really go on to 2008? Blimey.
Yeah, 601
What's the difference?
episodes.
What's the difference between any of those classifications? They're all the same thing.
Yeah, horses.
Well, no, because children and teenagers are different.
Maybe they dumbed it down, got rid of the drugs and sex and shit in it, if there was ever drugs and sex in it.
Less adult themes for kiddies.
Well, it'll be less teenage themes.
Well, how many people do you know watched Grange Hill at the age of 15?
I never watched it. It was boring.
Well, exactly. At that point, you were watching proper telly. You weren't watching children's telly. So how could it ever possibly have been a teen anything?
I like children's television.
Yeah, but you're juvenile.
I resent that last one. I am not juvenile.
Oh, so you are still a paedophile then? You didn't deny that one.
I'm not a paedophile either. I thought that went without saying.
Oh. Well, if you say that I'm not a juvenile, but you're not going to say anything about the paedophile bit.
You are, however, a massive, massive pervert.
Coming from the two people who went to watch Korean women go prance about on a stage for 75 quid.
Hey, no. That would be weirder if it wasn't perverts. If we just liked... Well, no, actually, I do like K-pop for the music. But if we like K-pop for just the musical quality, it'd be scary.
Yeah, and we totally were oblivious to the very attractive women gyrating around in dance videos.
Yeah, I mean, it's like you can't not see it. It's like Alan Sugar about 7 o'clock in the evening. You just can't not see him if you're browsing around the telly.
True.
Well, do you know how people complain at Rihanna's music videos for being a bit overly sexualised for young people?
Yeah, they should go to Korea.
Jesus.
We should spend time with T-Dog and his inappropriate comments when walking past schools.
I don't like where this conversation's going.
No, I'm scared now. Should we cut to static?
Yes.
Well, do another one.
No, don't make him do another one. Fuck's sake.
Do another one.
No.
Do it.
Go compare. Use your head to save your bread. Go compare. If your bill got bigger, reduce the figure. Check online and go compare. Go compare. It makes sense to save expense and go compare. It's where you go to show your motor. You'll thank the stars you went to. Go compare.
It's not even in time with the lyrics. I've seen the adverts, and those timers are totally out.
Yeah, like
you can almost hear the song in there, but it's not there at all.
No, he's got it. Oh no, he's not.
It's like a bunch of old ladies trying to keep time, like an old Christmas Carol type bunch from the pension home, and they're just trying, but they're mainly falling asleep.
I've not got a lot to work with here.
What? You've got the lyrics, you've got the picture for inspiration. Everyone's heard the advert. Right, do you know what I think? I think all you wonderful people out there should see if you can do better. And send your renditions to hardly a channel at ymail.com. and let's sit here and let's watch no one else do it. So, am I coming to you any clearer than I was last week?
I'll say you're actually worse at the moment, to be honest.
Oh, shit.
Somebody's been worse. I think it's been Simon, but he's probably going to come out okay because he's recording it himself.
Oh, yeah, exactly. But this week I went out and I spent about 30, 40, maybe even 50 quid getting some proper stuff because I thought, if we're going to do this, we may as well do it properly. So I'm sitting here and I've got my mic stand and it's like coming over and it's positioning it in the right place. And I've got my pop filter so that whenever I say the word pop filter, it doesn't pop. Pop, pop, pop. See? Doesn't pop.
Did a little bit.
That's probably because I'm moving on to this bit because I don't have the microphone. I'm still talking through the shitty little webcam that I didn't pay for that I've been using the whole time because everything else came the day after I ordered it, but the microphone, which I ordered a few days before the rest of the stuff, still hasn't come yet.
That is life. That is life.
We did say it happened.
Yeah. Well, yeah, but that's because that's just shit. That's just shit luck, and that always happens to me.
They did send you a nice letter, though. Or a nice email to apologise.
Yeah, that is true. They just sent a very nice personal email telling me why I haven't got it yet, and it's because they haven't got it yet.
Maybe you should name drop them and they'll give us some free shit. I doubt it, but, you know, it's worth a try, isn't it?
Well, I got quite a few complimentary points for buying something off of them, so I don't know.
It's probably worthwhile saying how good service they were to email you and let you know.
I think that's good service. I think that's good. And
yeah, I think that's worth telling people about.
If my microphone comes by the time we record next week's podcast, I will name drop them and give them a very good review. If it doesn't come by then, it's getting absurd.
They did say 2 to 3 weeks, though, maybe.
Well, they've had a week already. It's a week today.
Mm.
Well, I'm not sure if it's a week today.
Nosh, is that you again?
It's about a week.
Maybe.
We can't have a conversation, Nosh, while you just keep letting off steam everywhere.
It was once.
Twice now. Twice. My God, man.
Well, I tried to pass that one off as part of the conversation.
How?
Not very well.
Oh, my God.
You're terrible, mate.
Yeah, that's just disgusting.
I'm sorry.
But what have you been drinking to cause that?
I've had 5 Budweisers so far.
That would explain it. 5 Budweisers and he hasn't let off steam once until he's on air.
Yeah. It's a little unfortunate, I suppose.
Next,
Plus a very large plate of chili and rice.
Oh, that's going to add some flavour to it. But no, next time you have to stick with the rum and cloudy lemon.
That was tasty.
It didn't make you burp.
That's quite true.
Kept your audio feed nice and clear for me.
I may have run out of rum, though.
Well, you may have to get some more and put it on your credit card where everything else is currently going.
I don't think my credit card would sustain a bottle of rum.
What? Have you hit your spending limit on that already?
You say already. I've been very close to it for a very long time.
Yeah, but you managed to buy like 2 crates of Budweiser and some crisps.
Yes, that was half of what I had left.
Oh my God.
I think.
Well, how much was that?
I reckoned I had about 30.
Oh, you can afford a bottle of rum then.
I reckoned I did have 30. I'm now down to about 15.
You can afford a bottle of rum and probably like a packet of crisps to boot.
Well, I got some crisps, so I'm about 50. So I'm probably about 15 pound now, maybe.
That's more than enough.
Plus, I need to pay for this ticket if we're going out tomorrow.
Oh, that's true. Well, I don't know. I can always lend you.
I may need somebody to spot me for some money for drinks.
We'll see about
Did you
that.
see how quick we came rushing forward to offer to pay then?
Well, since I already offered to get my ticket, I was waiting for you to chime in.
Oh, okay.
Well, I'm already good. I'm good for it. I can pay you as soon as my money comes in.
Oh yeah, I don't doubt that for a second. It's just whether I have the funds available myself.
Oh yes, I wouldn't want to indispose you.
Oh no, I'm pretty sure you'd be quite happy to dispose me.
No, I wouldn't. I would feel bad. I would feel demonstrably bad.
Well, that's quite weird because I wouldn't. I wouldn't feel bad about spending someone else's money.
Come here.
You sound like a sexual predator.
It's time for Nosh's topic of the day.
Ba, 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 ba.
What is that? Why is it Nosh's topic of the day? I thought it was Nosh's nugget of knowledge.
Oh, shit.
Just do you want to start that again?
Shall I just introduce my own section?
No. We'll have some silence again, and Simon will sing it again with the correct lyrics.
Hello, you're listening to Hardly a Podcast, and it's time for Nosh's nugget of the day.
No, you got it wrong again. It's Nosh's nugget of knowledge. It only works. It only works when it's an alliteration.
Oh dear God!
Right,
Amateurs. Fucking amateurs.
Frothing with anger. Let's
Take
have some
3.
silence. He could do it again.
hello, you're listening to Hardly a Podcast, and now it's time for Nosh's nugget of knowledge.
Hey.
Fourth time, lucky. You got it right.
Third time. And we'll just
Yeah,
edit the other ones out so no one will know except we've told them now.
That's true. We can always cut these bits. I feel like it's going to be a disappointment now.
My God, you two are cutting like Tories. Get on with it.
Well, I was on the internet yesterday evening and came across a rather interesting article and discussed it with Simon, who pretty much just broke down into fits of giggles.
Okay, so what's this article about?
Norway has entirely run out of butter. It's managed to just use all of its butter.
What do you mean completely run out?
It has completely run out of butter. There is people selling 250 grams of butter on their top kind of version of eBay at ridiculous amounts of money due to some kind of food fad where they eat crap loads of butter.
Here's a question. Norway has cows, yes?
Yes.
How long does it take to milk a cow and churn some butter and solve the problem?
Well, they obviously got to the point where they had no butter and they were busy churning or whatever.
Yeah, but how long does it take? It takes I don't know, at least just a day. Just a day to churn some butter. Not even that, probably.
It's probably like black market at the moment, though. As soon as it's made, it's being sold off at silly prices.
Yeah, like supply and demand and stuff.
They can't make enough to keep up with general demand.
But it's put it into perspective. The rest of Europe is falling down around them. It's all just a pile of rubble. Over here, we're not doing so well. If Cameron keeps treating Europe the way he's doing, eventually we're going to have to get a visa to get into Scotland. And in Norway, they've run out of butter. Their problem is not having enough anchor spreadable.
It's quite amusing, especially because across a small bit of sea is Denmark, the richest in butter country. We're just laughing at them and they will not trade with them because of the ridiculously high import taxes that would be imposed upon them.
Surely they should just have a moratorium on butter, because even with that sort of import tax, they could make a killing.
You'd have thought so. But I think they're just enjoying laughing at them at the moment.
That is... who wasn't paying attention? Because surely someone's job must be just to sit there and look at how much butter there is.
But there must be a point where you're production can't go any faster. And if demand is outstripping supply, you're going to get to this situation.
Yeah.
And it's because they had some crazy fad which involved a crap ton of butter that everyone was following, that it's reached this situation.
Yeah,
it's crazy and quite amusing.
But literally, you just sort of think some bloke in a factory somewhere or some bloke in a supermarket is just like, job is to check on the supply and demand, has just gone, I literally just popped off to the toilet and it's all gone. And I don't know what to do. And of course, because watching butter isn't exactly a very good job, not to belittle the position, he's clearly like an intern or someone lower down. So he's shitting his pants, he doesn't know what to do. He goes to the higher up and he goes, we got a problem. We've run out of butter. And it takes a while for his line manager to take him seriously. But then clearly he doesn't know what the hell to do because they've run out of butter. And so, eventually it works its way up to the CEO of the company. And he doesn't know what to do. And you just sort of think, there must be someone, somewhere in Norway, who is treating this like a serious problem. And they are desperately trying to solve it.
Probably the butter farmers, because they're going, hell yeah.
Well, it'd be like the cows. It'd be like, no more. It's been 5 times already today. I'm sore.
Yeah. There's only so much grass they can eat.
Exactly.
You can't really sort of just like make it more. Just force feed them grass and hope for the best.
But surely they've got enough palm oil. Surely they could just knock together something that's like butter.
Well, I think it's because it's to do with... It's a fad diet that's been started somewhere. It must have been in some like Norwegian women's magazine. I don't know.
Then,
get spoons and eat it.
Then the government should release a statement saying not just fad diets, but any diet doesn't work, and anyone who believes they work is retarded.
I don't think it was a diet. I don't think it was as in like they were trying to lose weight. It was the fact they didn't give a crap and they were really enjoying eating crap loads of butter-filled dishes.
How tasty is butter?
Well, it's rather nice, I suppose, if you add it to other things and cook everything with it and stuff, maybe.
That's true.
It enriches a nice dish.
Well, yeah, but so does salt. But you don't all of a sudden have a fad where you've got to add salt and pepper to everything.
It depends if you're old.
But either way, you'd sort of see this coming, surely.
Well, I suppose if it's overnight and there's this sudden rush. I mean, we get the same thing over here at Christmas times when the celebrity chefs promote a particular item, say like goose fat, and then it just entirely flies off the shelves. I know it doesn't. It's not.
Now Nosh has said it. Now Nosh has said it. It's get your goose fat while you still can.
That's true. Me and Delia and sort of Nigella sort of promoting goose fat. Anything else we can think of?
So Nosh, now you're a big famous TV chef. What's your dish of the year?
Dish of the year.
Just butter and goose fat.
I personally enjoy a nice dish of venison in red wine, or beef bourguignon, or a nice large bowl of moules en frites with a nice kind of white wine and garlicky sauce.
Sounds nice. I've got a question about...
Sounds very middle class.
You mentioned goose fat. And you always see goose fat around at Christmas.
Yeah.
And you can get goose at Christmas as well, to a lesser extent.
Yeah.
There always seems to be a lot more goose fat available in shops than geese to eat. So does that mean, as a nation, we fatten geese up, kill them, take their fat to cook roast potatoes, and then don't eat the tasty, tasty meat?
It wouldn't surprise me, to be fair. We are a backwards nation like that.
Traditional Christmas meat, isn't it?
It
used to be, yeah.
Yeah.
If we didn't sell the goose fat, we only sold the geese, and you had to get your own fat, then we wouldn't throw away so much geese. We'd actually eat the geese.
Maybe we're performing liposuction on fat geese.
There are now geese whose pure simple job is to just farm geese fat.
Well, to be honest, we may be importing the geese anyway, so they may be being eaten somewhere else, and we're just buying in the fat. And we're buying in a certain number of geese. Because say it was France, because they may well be fattening them up, taking the liver for foie gras, and eating most of the geese, exporting some of the geese to us and the goose fat.
Yeah, okay, yeah. When you think about it that way, that could work.
That makes sense, but I still like the idea of liposuction for geese.
Yeah, for these fat
Especially-
geese.
Especially because that goose fat, you could pick it up, you could look on the back, it'd be like, suitable for vegetarians. And you'd be like, oh, okay. So have you guys seen this report about the rubbish island in the Maldives?
As it happens, I actually have, because I was looking at this link earlier by mistake instead of the dog poo one.
That was so professional of you, so professional. Well, yeah.
Useless.
Apparently, the Maldives have this one island that they've just put aside for rubbish. That's it. Only rubbish goes there.
Is it like Scotland?
Sensible enough.
No, it's like Ireland, isn't it then?
It's like Wales, really.
Well, they're not
It's like
islands.
Wales.
That's why I thought Scotland was
Wales
a bad
isn't an
example.
island.
Wales wishes it was an island, but
Australia, maybe? Is it like Australia?
it's like Australia, but instead of with people, it's Coke cans and dirty nappies. So it's not
That
far.
does sound like Australia then, really.
Yeah, literally, they take
dear.
all their rubbish from the entire set of islands and dump it on this one island. And this island has just gotten full. It's filled up now. There's nowhere else you can put rubbish.
Start a big fire.
There is an entire island that is full. But I was thinking, why is this a problem? Why is this an issue? Because the Maldives is also the lowest country in the world. The highest point of the Maldives is about 2 meters above sea level. And what with global warming coming, eventually the Maldives won't exist. It will be underwater. So instead of trying to solve global warming, why don't we just get them to live on the rubbish island? Because this is clearly now, a freaking mountain. Why can't you just spread all your rubbish across all the islands and build up?
Yeah, like Venice.
Yeah, just build on top of the islands. Well, Venice dredged sand, I assume. I don't assume they just put dirty nappies under Venice. It kind of
it's
ruins
built on top of layers upon layers of old buildings and stuff.
Well, yeah, it kind of ruins the romanticism though of its dirty nappies and used noodles. But yeah, they dredged and they put stuff down and built Venice on top. Why can't they do that with the Maldives?
It sounds
Why
like
can't
a
it
top
just-
tip.
It sounds like a viable option. So if you're listening, President of the Maldives, and I assume you are,
Why wouldn't you?
I know,
Well, yeah.
missing out otherwise.
get on it, get on top of it, because it's recycling, and you don't all have to live in a giant boat.
Well, we just need to get on the phone to the embassy, really, which we could pretty easily do, I imagine. We'll get
Do
on
like
the number off
Skype.
eBay.
We'll include them in the conversation.
Do the Maldives have an embassy in London? I've never
Google it.
I've never walked down Whitehall and just seen like a pitched tent somewhere.
Maybe they have a Twitter account and we could just send them a tweet.
Well,
At Maldives.
I assume that a country's embassy, how nice its embassy is in relation to its status. So, for example, the US embassy here, it's fucking amazing. It is a massive building. There is a giant eagle on top of it. And that's because we continually, are in love with the US. And then Canada's got Canada House on Trafalgar Square, quite a nice building.
It's near the Princess Grace Hospital in London.
I assume the Maldives embassy is going to be a boat turned upside down.
Is it not just
It's
going to be a
near-
pile of rubbish?
It'll
No,
be-
it's near the Princess Grace Hospital.
just made out of their own rubbish. Literally, there's just a pile of rubbish with a desk on top of it.
Yeah.
Well, technically speaking, it's the High Commission of the Maldives.
It's the same thing, though.
Yeah. It's in Paddington.
Okay, so if you're in Paddington, look for a mound of rubbish. So, Nosh, what have we learnt today?
Well, we've learnt how to sex a cat.
That's important knowledge. That's good stuff.
Yeah, it's good skill. Quite different to sexing a chick. In terms of, like, chickens.
Oh, okay.
okay.
Isn't that
Yes.
like a really well-paid job because it's really hard to do?
It is exceptionally well paid. You have a barrel of little chicks, and you pick them up, and you can just put them in buckets, 2 buckets, for boys and girls. It's very sensitive. It's sensitive with the weight, apparently, and you have to train for quite a long time to be able to do it. And people who can do it get paid ridiculous amounts of money because you're just picking them up, just go into 2 buckets, out of one like big bucket or barrel, and you're paid thousands, tens of thousands to do this.
Well, there you go, guys. University is a waste of time. If you really want some money, learn how to sex a chicken.
There's a top tip for the day.
Nosh's nugget of knowledge.
Oh, we've already had
Nosh's
the nugget of knowledge. You can't have two.
Hey, how many chicken nuggets can you eat in one go?
Quite a lot.
Quite a lot.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So how many nuggets of knowledge can you absorb in one podcast? I'm thinking, at least a 12-pack.
I can dish as much as people can handle.
You are also assuming that people are going to listen all the way through to the end here as well.
Yeah, that's not going to happen, is it?
What may be the end now may not be the end later.
True.
So Simon, what have you learnt today?
That I need to start shitting in bags and going to some place to get lottery
Taipei.
tickets or something.
New Taipei.
If only
That was
winning
it.
the lottery was that easy. Yeah, that's brilliant.
I need to get shitting in bags.
Just saving them up for when you go to Taipei. Just going with 3 suitcases full of shit in bags. That'd be an interesting episode of Airport.
Yeah, like nothing to declare. What have you got in
Yeah.
your bag, sir? Well, it's not drugs. Well, what is it, sir? It's just lots of poo.
That would make the greatest episode of Nothing to Declare ever. Just like you trying to explain why you have 3 suitcases full of frozen bags of your own turd.
No, actually, I don't know. Maybe you should edge your chances a bit. Maybe you should try one to Norway with a suitcase full of butter, because you'll basically pay for your trip there by selling the butter when you get there, and
That's
then do
true.
one trip to the other place, getting lottery tickets for poo.
And then, with your empty bags, you take a trip to the Maldives, and they'll pay you to take some of your rubbish back to Britain.
Yeah, it's like the
So just
perfect student
Unload one
backpacking
suitcase
trip.
of butter, unload one suitcase of shit, pick up 2 suitcases of rubbish, and you've just made money the whole way through your trip.
Yeah.
I've solved the Maldives problem. You employ an army of artists to make stuff out of the rubbish and
We've
sell
all-
it to stupid tourists.
Gosh, we've already solved the problem. We've established it's not a problem, because when the Maldives disappear under the water, that island won't, and they'll all go live on that instead.
They'll all float away.
Well, it depends on how heavy the rubbish is and what state it's in when it inevitably floods.
Yeah.
Oh.
But under that logic, Bangladesh could do with being the world's biggest rubbish tip, because that's only about 1 metre above sea level.
Yeah, it can do. It can. I mean, it's got India right next door. It could just take all their rubbish. Like China does, just buy it all cheaply and actually put it to good use.
Burn it for fuel? I know somebody who owns, massive stretches of land in Bangladesh. They're whole villages and stuff.
Well, if they ever want to expand their property portfolio, just start hucking stuff off the bridge. Just start filling up the river, sod it.
Alright, that's enough of what we've learned.
Oh my God.
God,
I'm no longer I'm now dreading it, so goodbye everyone.
Yeah,
Fuck
Simon
off.
out.
Ciao for now.
Nosh getting the last racist statement in.
Rough out rod.